Hey, hello there folks, me RJ from RJBTV, and you might be wondering how is Mepo going to defeat Brain? Because in the previous game, he managed to not defeat Brain. He managed to fail. He succeeded at failing to defeat Brain. He almost had his mind control Terran army operational, but in the end, he could not quite get it all into place on time. Brain was a little bit too fast with the counterattack, and Mepo just couldn't keep up with the speed because he lost his carrier army, had to rebuild his carrier army, and rebuilding a carrier army just takes a long damn time. So here we have MZN and a bunch of other letters in there, probably means something on the Korean keyboard. Maybe it is just random letters pressed completely at random. Brain here on the yellow Terran on the top right of the map, and we have Mepo here, the pink Protoss on the middle left of the map. A worthy contender to take on Brain. He has proven himself a couple of times, many times over the past few years, and he is by now, I'd say, a staple name, a household name in the fastest map 1 vs 1 world. And I think most viewers by now know him, but I will still keep introducing him because there might just be someone who doesn't quite yet know who we're watching. Most people do know Brain though. Brain is the most famous fastest player after Shin, but he's known as the single best player in the world on fastest map in single play and in team play. But Mepo is not too far behind. Goes for a triple gateway. Now I will tell you something. This is risky stuff. This is risky stuff. But you know what's also risky? This. Command Center first is risky because if the Protoss decides to rush with, for example, a triple gateway or triple gateway on the middle, this Command Center first build order is quite exposed to harm. It is difficult to defend yourself, and I've seen Brain die because he went for this exact build order. To Bio and Mepo nonetheless. But Brain scouts the middle of the map. Mepo's probe makes his way into Brain's base. If he goes in all the way to the backside, does not go all the way to the backside, but he sees that the timing of those barracks is not quite right, not quite exact. So he goes in even deeper and confirms his suspicion, yes, that is a command center there in the back. Brain is taking big risks because Brain was maybe hoping that Mepo was not going for a triple gateway build order. He was maybe hoping that he was going to go for a Nexus first or a double gateway into a Nexus, but triple gateway is really strong against this build order from Brain, but Brain has a bunker on the way there in the back. And the Zealot there is arriving on location, but the bunker will finish before the Zealot can really start hammering or cutting or swiping away at those poor Marines that are now inside the bunker. So everything is pretty well protected there. Goes for a little bit of damage on an SCV, but Brain of course is a great SCV micro and control and prevents himself from losing one. Yeah, prevent himself from losing one. A couple more are on the way. What I would have liked to see here from Mepo is for him to have brought a probe and both pylon here and cannon push with the Zealots and the cannons towards this command center. That would be very difficult to defend when you have so few units as a Terran. He really has almost no units whatsoever. Like he's got 6 Marines, not that many. These 3 Zealots can kill 6 Marines if the Marines are not microed perfectly. But now we have 5. And actually he's skipping out on a round of Zealots to go for a round of Dragoons. And I'm not sure if that's the right choice here. But knowing Mepo, he probably knows exactly what he's doing. So Fortune away and a Nexus on the way as well. He is going for Dark Templars, I think. He's got Dragoons on the way, and he's going to use the Dragoons to try and trick Brain into thinking that Mepo is going for a Gateway Army Dragoon Zealot combination. But honestly, I think, yeah, it's going to be Dark Templar. So the Dragoons are going in to somewhat trick Brain into thinking that it is going to be Dragoon Zealot, no Dark Templars. But Dark Templars are in fact on the way. But we do have an academy in the back, so he can build a combat station and protect himself against those Dark Templars. This looks like a semi-Dark Templar cheese, in my opinion. The goons there gonna have to backstab. The Marines are on the push. You can really notice that skipping out on a wave of Zealots by Mepo has allowed Brain to push forward and get a choke up and functional, because a choke is super important to have. He's gonna build a bunker in front of the supply depots to help himself keep the supply depots alive by using bunker range and marine range combined to outrange Dragoons, but it's going to be Dark Templars. And the question is going to be, does he have a comsat? Yes, he does. He's going to use the comsat to scan Mepo's base? Maybe. I'm going to keep it highlighted until we lose the energy on that comsat station. He has an engineering bay there though as well, so yeah, he can build himself turrets. And yeah, you really need to have at least one turret in the front or in the back at about 5:30 into the game, because a Dark Templar can realistically arrive at like 5:10 or 5:20. So having a turret starting at about this point in the game is usually going to keep you safe and sound against Dark Templars. Triple gas in the back, 2 still on the way. We have 34 SCVs against 32. He scanned. What did he scan? Scanned the main. Sees the Dark Templars, the High Templar archive. And the Dark Templars are spawning right as the scan ends. But I'm pretty sure that Brain wasn't looking as the Dark Templars came out. Built some pylons on the side to see dropships leaving. Because quite often times Brain does go for tank drops to hurt the economy. It's a very strong thing to do. Turning the tables on the Protoss and killing their economy instead of them killing yours. We have double robo in the front, so this build order eventually makes a loop around back to the standard shuttle focus gameplay. And in the previous game, Mepo was quite successful, but not successful enough with that exact shuttle play. And Brain is going for a lot of turrets on the sides. There's no vision on the high grounds yet. He's really preserving his income quite well, spending it exactly on what he needs to. And here we can see what I thought he was going to go for last game, and that is a triple starport Wraith defense. He might get one control tower for one dropship or for cloak. He's going to go straight into Wraith. Yeah, there's a control tower. So it's either going to be cloak or a dropship for a tank drop. But first, triple starport, 2 are going to start making raids, and then he's going to expect the shuttles to come for him so they can snipe them out of the sky. He's probably going to use his scan to keep checking up on the front to determine when to send his raids out to hunt. We have the pylons there on the sides. Probe still building pylons, building a circle around Brain's base, and might build some cannons here to limit the amount of playing field that Brain has. Throws on a scan, scans the front. He sees his shells being loaded up, so he knows that very, very soon he's going to have to protect himself from the drop. One raid is finished up and raid number 2 is on the way. Marines are on the top side, not on the bottom side. Only a double barrack defense actually lifted one up. So yeah, in the previous game it was a 5 barrack marine defense. This time around it's going to be raids. Raids is more difficult to play, but it's more proactive. With the Marines, it's easier to take down the shuttles once they are in your base, because the Marines do quite a lot of damage with stim. So you can take down the shuttles quite easily with a target fire. But with the raids, you get the option to be more aggressive, proactive, and move out of your base with the raids and try to intercept the shuttles as they're moving across the map like this. You bring the raids over there. He's already flying out. He's already hunting. Checks the bottom side, sees nothing, and he actually responds to the vision from the barracks really quickly with the Marines, turns the shuttles around. Raids are on the hunt, in fact, but we can see that Mepo can see the raids. Brain spots a cannon being walked in there. It was an attempt to limit the playing field to keep the raids from leaving the base and prevent them from hunting for the shuttles. So he can cannon on the sides, prevent the Terran from hunting for the shuttles that are flying all over the place. Now Brain only has one comms at stage, so it's pretty difficult to keep track of when the shuttles are leaving and where they are. You really need 2 comsat stations to really properly check where the shuttles are and where they're coming from. It's a double drop. One drop starts unloading. It's a Templar unload. No, Dark Templar's on the low ground. Drop from the bottom side there, makes all the way through though. The loads, and Brain doesn't notice. Loses a lot of SCVs. Turns into an arc. I think it went from 65 to 22. That was a really good double drop attempt. That's the weakness of raids. Because when you go for a marine defense, you have a group of Marines at the bottom and one at the top. So you can maybe defend both directions at the same time. But with the raids, your defense is concentrated in one single group of units that you're flying back and forth with to intercept shuttles or hunt for shuttles. In this case, the raids were in the wrong location and the double drop managed to succeed, and he took down most of the SCVs. So this is gonna be maybe the game where Mepo manages to win. But look at this. Tank up on the bottom, double tank, only 1, 2, 3 cannons on the bottom, but only 2 within range to defend against a tank. This might be Brain's chance to kill some probes and turn the table, turn the tides, and still get himself in a good position to win. Mepo goes in, over the top side. The raids are right on the path, has to unload, they're on the corner. Templars unloading, Templars getting so dodges the storm, flies back into the storm. Tank happening at the same time as well. Probes are running the safety, kills 20 probes. That's actually really good. Now he does have double nexus, he does have a lot of probes in total, but he manages to equalize the playing field because he has 2 command centers on the way that will help him recover faster than Mepo once these 2 command centers are finished up. Also, he has some upgrades ready to go. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrades for ground and air, for tanks and raids all on the way. He's got 4 factory, 3 starports. He's going to put some tanks in the high ground to make sure that he has control over these sides. Drop it flying over. This one is probably not going to succeed. So yeah, it's slow. Mepo has been slowed down tremendously. Not as much as Brain, but Brain has more recovery power. Plus, Mepo has to spend more money because he is the attacker. Mepo has to spend more money because he's the person attacking. The attacker always has to spend more money to do damage than the defender has to do to prevent damage. And still, no additional cannons on the bottom, but he's putting an observer on the high ground so they can see the... Oh! He spotted it with these pylons. Dropship there is being chased down. The goons have to move to intercept it, but they're not moving. And 1 tank unloads. Tank sieges up. Tank is gonna shoot and hit the pro... Oh no, Mepo messed up. Mepo probably thought it's not within range, but he was wrong. It was within range. Now 37 to 45. Mepo made a huge mistake. He had 2 dragoons. He just had to move down, hit the dropship once, and this would have been prevented. Or just move them to hit the tank before the tank can shoot, and it would have probably died. So Mepo here is paying for some pretty big defensive mistakes because you cannot leave yourself open to tank drops like this. He has 3 cannons on the top, 2 in the front, 2 in the bottom. That's not enough. You need at least 4, maybe 5 on each side to protect yourself against tank drops. 3 is not enough. He probably assumed that with all the vision around Brain's base, he would be able to intercept the dropships, but it hasn't worked so far. He has not intercepted the tank drops at all, and Brain has managed to turn the tables, turn the tides, and he's now in the lead with 4 command centers producing SCVs. So he will be on 75 or 80 SCVs very, very soon. Whereas Mepo, with triple Nexus now, is going to take a little longer. Corsairs are on the hunt for the raids. They find... Oh, the raids are on the top. The raids are on the top. Brain spotted the Corsairs moving towards the bottom, so he thought, this might be my time to strike and kill the shuttles. But we have some observers there, so we can see the movement of the raids when they leave the base. It's a lot. He's going to have to bring the observers. Observers have... Speed is not yet finished up. Goes into early. He really needed speed there, but a lot of raids do die. All the raids, except 2 die. 1 alive there on the bottom. He's replacing them with Dragoons, though. He's going for a triple control tower. He might go for Valkyries here. Yeah, Valkyrie switch. The raids have died. Corsairs are a great counter to raids. So yeah, he's going to be Corsairs. Valkyries, excuse me. Level 1, 1 on the ground and on the air. For Mepo, we have 1, 1, 0. Did not go for the attack upgrades yet because he's going for a drop-focused playstyle. It is important that your High Templars and your shuttles stay alive as long as they can, which means that the attack upgrade is not that important to get first. You first get shield and armor, or armor then shield, to make sure your drops stay alive a little bit longer against the damage upgrades from the Terran. And only then do you get the damage upgrade. So he's getting the damage upgrade last. And he's getting armor level 2 there on the bottom as well, getting armor force number 3 for shield level 2, and he's getting Dragoon range. And does he in fact have air armor? Yes. So he's got the air upgrade and the shield upgrade for both ground and air. For the exact reason I said before, keep the shuttles and the High Templars alive for as long as possible. Because the goal is to kill the SCVs, and to do that, the damage upgrade doesn't matter. So we have upgrades are on the way for both players. We have Brain going for level 2 for the ground armor and attack. Goes in over the middle, unloads, quite close, but the Templar is too far away. Too far away. That's a little bit unlucky. A little bit unlucky. The shuttles just so happen to unload with the shuttles drop. The Templars unloading right here, not right there. The Templars unloaded right here, you would have stormed the SCVs to death. 100% for sure. That's a little bit of bad luck. A little bit of bad luck. But also his own mistake. It's a little bit of both. So Brain there cleaning up supply to open up more space for the units that he wants. Drop over the bottom, flies right into the Valkyries. Does he unload a High Templar? Yes, he does. The High Templar's moving in. Templar gets shot there. Target fire, but survives the target firing. Kills the SCVs. Flips the tables around once again. He's on 80. Brain on 39. But Brain has 4 command centers and about 4,000 minerals, or had 4,000 minerals. He will be recovering just fine. He's moving out because his level 2 attack and armor has just finished up, whereas Mepo is still on level 1. Almost level 2 armor though. But Brain has a strong army. He feels he can do this. He believes in himself. Templars arriving on us, so you're gonna have to kill the Goliaths very quickly. Goliaths stepping out of the storm. Zealots are on the chase. Templar coming forward once again. One more storm comes down. 2 more storms. He's get the third one. Almost the third one. Is he a fourth one? Yes, he does. Storms once more. And this one's gonna storm yet again. So all the Goliaths will pretty much die, although they're split up quite. Yeah, gets almost all of them. Gets almost all of them. So this time around, we won't see carriers. He does have a fleet beacon, but with no cannons on the middle, he cannot afford to switch to carriers, because by the time the carriers finish up, Brain will already be breaking through the front door. He is kind of locked into going for gateway units. He cannot make the switch unless he gets cannons on the middle. But cannons on the middle aren't going to happen because we have siege tanks on the high ground, ready to kill units on the middle, or cannons on the middle. This is a very strong position. Difficult to kill as well. You need either to unload Zealots on top or to use Storms on top. We're going for a double drop. One from the bottom, one from the top. Got dropships moving. He's going to unload somewhere in maybe right here or right there, but he's planning on killing a lot of stuff. He saw the dropships leaving though, so he knows it's happening. Drop on the top gets shut down. Drop on the bottom goes in all the way, but SCVs are running to safety. Dark Templars are on the scene. Going to kill the turrets and the scans. He's target firing the turret there. Dropship in the base. Huge unload. Going for the Nexus. As I said before, Mepo does not have proper Nexus protection. And the Nexus is paying the price. The Nexus will die. Will it die? Yes, it will. One more shot there from the tank. Goliath can finish it off. Boom goes the Nexus. A couple of SCVs did die. They're in the back to the Dark Templars that are running amok. They're in the back. Tanks returning back to finish off the Dark Templars that have done quite a good job. Mepo still has a bigger supply, but his economy has just been decimated. Decimated actually means cut in 10 pieces, but yeah, it's not worse by 10 pieces or by a magnitude of 10. It's still pretty bad to be mining from a long distance. So a lot of drop being loaded up. This guy's got Reavers. Does he still have the Valkyries? Yes, he does. 7 of them, 9 of them. Throws in a scan. Wrong person. Scanned this portion here to see if a drop is flying in. So yeah, that's preemptive, proactive scanning to hunt down shuttles. And the shuttles are leaving, but there is actually a Wraith on the bottom, and he's flying right into the Wraith. No, he changed the direction. He's gonna fly in over the front. Big drop there going for Mepo's backside. He's got Templars on the scene. Will the Templars be enough? Will the Templars be able to help him survive? Does he have energy on the Templars? Yes, he does. Drop there goes in. Unloads on the front side. Not the best choice considering we have tanks on the high ground. Unloads on the high ground there though. He's taking on the entire the front section. Have to take down that tank as well. He's killing a lot of stuff. Brain's economy is really bad. Has almost no gas. This is going to be the killing blow, I believe. A couple tanks on the high ground there to distract and just kill stuff there on the top side. Flies in. Oh, Mepo not noticing. Storms on the tanks. Tanks get 3 kills. One more shot there. Gets it. Ooh, kills it. Dropship's leaving. Going back home. Front side of Brain's base is be taken down. He's got 2 tanks and a couple of Goliaths back at home. One of the high ground there. A couple of tanks are spawning. Wave of units coming in from across the map. Is this going to be it? Does he still have something inside those dropships? No, he does not. I think Brain is just enough for Mini back at home to survive this attack from Mepo. Mepo has to go in right now and end it once and for all. Goes in. I think it might be just enough. Yeah, there's vultures spawning. The vulture's gonna make a big change. Unloading cells on top of the tanks, but Shuttle gets taken down. Not enough units coming from back home quick enough. A small little wave coming, but the High Templars are slowing it down. Look at this. High Templars are slowing the reinforcements down. Aves on the top that are pretty much not all gone yet, but these are all gonna die. Vultures are on the scene. It's a very small little army here. Very small little army. I think it's a very small little army. We need to drop right about now. Brain's economy has to get absolutely destroyed for Mepo to still stand a chance. But no shuttles are on the map. They're still on the way there, though. Still no cannons in the top corner. He cannot afford them, but he could use them. A couple cannons right there. So once again, a confrontation. Mines there on the middle. Observer sees the mines. This game has become very messy. Very messy, but very high tempo. Very high tempo. A lot of back and forth. Goes for the High Templars. Runs in. No Dragoons on the team to help protect the High Templars. Gets 1, gets 2. Storming to try and save the High Templars, but not going to work. Morphs an Arc. Doesn't morph the Archon. Loses all of the High Templars. It cost him so much money. High Templars that he really needed. He really needed those High Templars to really hurt this army sitting there in the front, because it's a small army. What the High Templars could have maybe ended and won the game. Almost the high ground there. Tanks unsieging to protect themselves. Vultures coming in to try and save the tanks. Tank goes down. Tank on the top side goes down as well, so the tanks did not get saved. We've got an army there in the front ready to go. We've got some shuttles in between ready to storm on those SCVs and send them back to where they came from. From dust to dust. Cleaning out the high grounds. Doesn't quite clean out the high ground. Cleaning out the other side. 2 tanks have been put there on the high ground yet again. He really has to take care of those tanks at the high ground. With more tanks, Brain just keeps putting tanks at the high ground. He's trying to break him, but it's not working. It's not working at all. So the entire top there has been cleaned out. The tanks have slightly relocated to make sure they can hit the remaining ones. This one is just out of range. A couple more stuff there on the high ground. A couple more tanks, Goliaths. Gets a storm down on them. Zells are going to finish them off. And what's in here? Oh, yeah, he's going to go for the economy. He's going to finish off the economy. He has that dropship on the top corner. He knows exactly that Mepo has absolutely nothing in the back. Goes for the attack. Drop almost goes in all the way. Unloads on top of those tanks, but unloads inside of Mepo's base. Mepo doesn't know. Mepo doesn't know. Loses the probes. That's a GG. Probes are gone. Brain wins game number 2. Mepo tried very hard. I think he could have definitely won if he just protected his probes a little bit better, because that probe protection was honestly subpar, a joke. Not up to par, not what he had to do. He really needed way better probe protection. Remember, when you're going into a game like this, you better bring protection, because otherwise you're gonna get blasted really, really hard. Back shots, look at them from the back, shooting on the probes, straight up back shots. But that's it for today. It was RGB from RGB TV. Hope you enjoyed this match. Very close call a couple of times between these 2 players, but in the end, Brain once again reigns supreme and comes out on top. Mepo really only has himself to blame for this loss. I think he had it in the bag, and he threw it all away. Thank you for watching.